Hey everybody, this is Candace Yvette with Black Women Aware. First, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who comes by and supports my page. It really does mean a lot to me. If you all can please press the like or dislike button and subscribe, comment, or even email me if you have any suggestions, questions, or concerns. My email is always going to be in the description box. Again, thank you for visiting my channel. Hey guys, it's Candace Yvette with Black Women Aware. So I had to jump in real quick and give this message. First, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for visiting my page. Thank you for showing support and being concerned about the injustices that Black women and children face every day in the United States. I really do appreciate your support. You don't know how much that means to me, especially because I myself am a Black woman. I'd also like to put this quick disclaimer out there. Do not come to my page victim shaming or blaming. You will be immediately blocked for that. I do not tolerate it. There is no need for it. And I'm pretty sure you knew what you were saying in the comment before you posted it. So be respectful. Many of the victims, their families come back and they visit this page. I am their advocate. This is their safe space. No disrespect will be tolerated. You all have a good day. I'm going to let you go back into the commentary. Every 5.5 hours in the United States of America, a Black woman or child is murdered. Stop killing Black women. Stop killing Black children. Wait, hold up. Now, before we get started in today's topic, I wanted to share one last but important and exciting thing with y'all. So I have been communicating with the ladies over at Black Femicide US, and this year's 2022 Black Women's March is going to be held in August. It's going to be held precisely August 27th, 2022. That's a Saturday, y'all, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. We're going to be marching around the city. Yes, you heard me correctly. I said we're, because Candace Yvette is going to be in attendance, and I am honored to be there. I feel privileged to be there. There's going to be raffles. There's going to be food. There's going to be guest speakers. So if you can, please come out and join us. If you can't join us physically, support us virtually. Share and like this video. Share it with all your friends, or if you can't share the video, go over to Black Femicide's Instagram or their Facebook page, find this flyer and share it. I'm going to read their statement before I go into today's topic. It's one that, even though they wrote, I agree with it as well. So it says, we're going to be marching for the liberation of Black women and girls. We march to bring awareness to the issues that Black women and girls face uniquely and disproportionately. We march to honor Black women and girls and to discuss our plan of action on our future in this country that directly ties to our liberation. Beautiful statement. So I hope you guys can come out and join us. Again, the date is August 27th of 2022. The place is Washington, D.C. We're going to be meeting at the Washington Monument, okay? Washington Monument. So if you can be there, be there. If you need more information, just email me or send Black Femicide US a DM. All right, now it's time to go into our topic. Hey, what's up everybody? This is Candace Yvette, and I am back with another video. In this video, I'll be covering a case coming to us out of the Brooklyn, New York area. Now, it is concerning children, so trigger warning, okay? Viewer discretion is advised, okay? Let's get into this. So it says, the mother of a 9-year-old Brooklyn girl tossed a bed, y'all, on her daughter after beating her, then repeatedly ignoring pleas of "mommy help me" before the young girl passed away, prosecutors said on Tuesday. Shameen Cato, age 48, brutally attacked little Shalom Guifarro and her 13-year-old sister for 2 hours before mortally injuring her daughter on Sunday, Brooklyn Assistant District Attorney David Engel said at the mom's arraignment. The prosecutor said it wasn't until the older girl snuck off and called 911 that the cops showed up at the Crown Heights apartment and found Shalom. Shalom is the 9-year-old child, y'all. Okay, so thank God that little 13-year-old daughter, she was smart enough to leave that apartment and get a hold of authorities. Thank God for that, because, and y'all will understand why I say that as we go on. So let me go on, and I'll go back to that point. So it says, as detailed in the complaint, a doctor at the medical examiner's office determined that Shalom suffered multiple blunt force impact injuries to her head and body, resulting in internal bleeding, which ultimately caused the death of Shalom. Okay, Cato, the mother, was arraigned on a second degree murder charge and ordered held without bail by Judge Simeon Hennef, who is also issuing an order of protection for the older sister. Miss Cato, I notice your head has been down, and I want to make sure you heard and understand, Judge Hennef told Cato, who burst into tears in court. Police had responded to Cato's home in Crown Heights around 1 p.m. on Sunday and found the girl's body badly bruised and lifeless. Okay? According to the dead girl's sister, Shalom was spanked by her mother and put into timeout after a temper tantrum she had. Okay? And then she spanked the little girl because the little girl allegedly had a temper tantrum. Okay, and let's go on. So prosecutors said in a complaint filed Tuesday that Cato allegedly beat her two daughters over a missing computer tablet, prompting Shalom to flee and hide under her bed. So get this, she allegedly beat these two girls, this 13 and this 9-year-old, over a missing tablet, y'all. She beat them for 2 hours, and she was so enraged about a missing tablet that she dropped a heavy piece of furniture, a bed, on top of this 9-year-old child. Now, 9-year-olds are not that big, y'all. No matter how big they are, nobody should be putting their hands on them, obviously. And but one thing I want to say is that, like, I want to give y'all an idea of how small a 9-year-old child, like the average 9-year-old, is. And for this mother to beat on these girls for 2 hours. 2 hours is not a short period of time, especially for corporal punishment. She didn't even use, I don't even think she used legalized corporal punishment. Legal corporal punishment is when you take an open hand and you smack your child on their buttocks. That's legal corporal punishment. You cannot leave bruises or marks. If you leave any bruises, welts, or marks, that is by law called child abuse. So it doesn't say that she used legal corporal punishment. It says that she beat her daughters for 2 hours over a missing tablet. Do y'all know how fucking cheap tablets are now? I don't even think tablets are the end thing no more. But even if they were, did it really warrant this mother going off like this? And why didn't she as a parent be proactive? Because kids lose things, y'all. That's what they do. They're not that responsible. Okay? They work on instinct, and their reasoning, that part of their brain that controls reasoning or whatever, that really doesn't even kick in until they're in their late teens, early 20s. Okay, certain jobs you can't even get until you're 25, because people under 25 are not that responsible. They don't really think about things before they happen. Okay, so let's go on. Okay, so let me reread that last paragraph. So it says, prosecutors said in a complaint on Tuesday that Cato allegedly beat her two daughters over a missing computer tablet, prompting Shalom, the 9-year-old child, to flee and hide under her bed. Normal 9-year-old child behavior. I'm terrified. I'm going to run and hide. Cato then lifted the bed and dropped it on her younger daughter's head, then ignored the girl's pleas for help as she bled out internally. Okay, so imagine how enraged this person has to be to do this to a 9-year-old child, okay, over a motherfucking tablet. Let me go on. I'm trying my best not to cuss no more in my videos, but y'all see it's hard. People be, these articles press me. Let me go on. Cops had visited the apartment 14 times before for domestic violence reports. Most of the reports involving Cato complaining about alleged harassment by her ex, records show. Okay, officials said City Child Services, or CPS, had not been involved with the family in the past. Okay, now y'all, I'm gonna go back to what I said about the 13-year-old and thanking God that she was smart enough to call 911. Y'all going to see why. Okay, so it said, nonetheless, neighbors told the Post that the family could often be heard arguing. I heard a lot of screaming and fighting from that apartment, said neighbor Jason Rahimzadeh. Okay, I hope I didn't butcher his last name. I heard the loud arguments at least 10 times where they were screaming at the top of their lungs. The family basically kept to themselves. Okay, so y'all heard the first report from the first neighbor. He witnessed screaming. Now, verbal abuse is like, it really happens most of the time before physical abuse comes in. Now, why I said I'm glad that the 13-year-old baby was smart enough to get away and call 911 is because these motherfucking neighbors witnessed abuse going on. Verbal abuse is still abuse. They witnessed abuse going on. And it says that this family had no reports of CPS or child welfare services ever stepping in and, they don't have no reports of this family ever being reported to social services. So these neighbors haven't seen all of this and allegedly not doing anything is a motherfucking problem for me. If you see something that doesn't look right to you and you live close to somebody as a neighbor or you're a family member, I don't give a fuck who you is. Obviously, everybody knows that when you call CPS, you can remain anonymous. It is nothing wrong with just following your hunch or your gut instinct and saying, hey, I want to call and make sure that no harm is being brought on these children. You know what I mean? Now, I understand some people do call CPS under false pretenses and they lie and they do it out of spite to hurt parents. I understand that those cases do exist, but you got to understand when CPS comes to visit you, they don't initially take your children. They come to check and rule out whether or not the allegations that they received is true or not. If they find any cases of abuse or neglect, that's when they get involved. They don't immediately just come in and bombard you and take your children. They come in and they try to rule out whether the report of abuse and neglect is true or not. Okay, so even if somebody calls on you or whatever, just comply, be knowledgeable of your rights, and let CPS in to check on the children. Okay, but you as the witnesses, if y'all see anybody harming their children, do not feel bad. Don't think like, oh, well, we ain't gonna be cool no more because I call. Who gives a damn? The main person or the people that you should be thinking about is these small children. And oftentimes, like the elderly, small children are not able to speak for themselves. Okay, so even though it's some states that I don't like, it's some things about CPS and foster care that I do not like, because there are reports that children are 6 times more likely to be abused in foster care than CPS. Obviously, not all foster homes are abusive. And not all CPS workers are demonic and coming just to snatch your kids and do evil things to them. Some of them really are out here working to protect and advocate for young children, okay? And some of them work and protect and advocate for elderly or disabled people as well. It's not just children that social services get involved with. They get involved with the disabled and the elderly as well, okay? So in some cases, you have no other choice but to call and get them involved. And I really wish that somebody in this apartment complex, after all that they had witnessed, I really wish somebody would have got on that phone and reported this abuse. Okay, let me continue reading. So Bart Hubbock, who owns a bar near the apartment, said Cato consistently yells at the children. Their mother frequently cursed at them and would not let them play with the other kids on the block, okay? And he owns a bar and he's seen it. He's not even a neighbor. He's a business owner in the community and he's seen it. And nothing came across his mind to, call the police or call CPS and get them involved. Come on now. Cato works for the city of, and wow, this is her job. Pay attention, y'all. Cato, the mother, works for the City of Human Resources Administration. Human Resources know they cover like employee complaints, they, manager check and all that good shit, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is she knew better. She knew what she was doing to her children was wrong. So no mercy for her. Let's keep going. So Cato works for the City of Human Resources Administration, with her union picking up the tab of the legal lawyers' fees, according to sources. The lawyer Edward Mandery of Brooklyn Defender Services declined to comment as he left the courthouse on Tuesday. Okay. So basically her job is picking up the legal lawyer fees and all of that. Okay. But y'all, this is crazy. And another thing I want to say before I end this video is, I don't understand how the black community, we as the black community, we support corporal punishment, but we don't support checking in on mental health or getting mental health taken care of, or advocating for people to get mental health checkups or whatever. How is it that we're for corporal punishment, or as we like to say it, ass whoopings, but we're not for going to see the doctor for mental health? Because if you don't understand yourself, if you don't understand your children and their psychology and how they think and how children move through different stages of life and their growth and things like that, how is it that you're for corporal punishment and not mental health? I don't fucking get it. Because if you don't understand how somebody thinks and how they react to the world around them, obviously you gonna assume that everything they do is so-called bad, or they just some badass kids, they demon seeds, when really this child is trying to communicate to you that something is wrong with me. I don't know how to tell you, because let's be honest, in the black community, we don't take mental health seriously. So because we don't take it seriously, and it's often thwarted when children report like, hey, I'm depressed, or I'm suffering with low self-esteem, or something is going on with me. I'm not just going to a schoolhouse and acting a class clown for no reason. Something is going on with me. Since a lot of times we thwart those reports off, the reports of something with the mental health is wrong, since we thwart them off or whatever, and when a child clowns or whatever and we don't understand them, we ultimately go for whooping their asses. I'm with the younger generation. There's a lot of people on TikTok who's speaking out against ass whoopings, and one of the things that I like about it, I don't believe they mentioned it. This point I came to for myself. Taraji P. Henson, shout out to her, because Taraji P. Henson is a big advocate when it comes to mental health. Okay, she speaks about it all the time, about the black community and mental health and all. And I support that, because I don't understand how we can be for beating our children, but we're not even for understanding the psychology of a child, especially a black child. With, this child already, whether it's male or female, it already has strikes against it because of its race. And you know what I'm saying? Sometimes if the child is female, the gender as well. You know what I'm saying? So we have to stop that. It's almost like we set ourselves up for failure with doing this shit, beating the kids, but you're not trying to understand. You think you just understand the child because that's your child. And well, yeah, that's your child, but do you really understand children at that age and what they deal with and how they are? What's common for children at that age? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more that goes into it than you just understanding that child's mannerisms and things. You know what I'm saying? And I can say that's true for my own children. It's things. I have one child that's autistic. And she paces a lot. And at first, because I just understood the action. I understood that she paced, okay? I understood that she paces a lot. But I did not understand until somebody educated me. Thank God, because I go and get behavioral services and I get her mental health checkup and all. Somebody told me, hey, that's a process that a lot of autistic kids do. Now, I'll be honest with y'all, I forget what it's called, because a lot of autistic people, they have their little things, they have their little quirks and how they deal with stress. And my baby girl, she paces. So before I used to be like, hey, baby girl, sit down, be cool, everything's okay or whatever. But now when I talk to the behavioral specialist and they inform me and educated me, hey, baby girl is pacing because that's how she handles stress. Because autistic kids, their first line of communicating with you is not verbal. Their first line of communicating with you is body language. And even though I thank God, because my baby girl is verbal, she can't tell me when things wrong, she still does not always resort to verbal communication when she's communicating with me. Okay. The little girl has trained me, y'all, on her slang sign language, because we often talk in signs that she made up, and I don't even realize it until I'm actually paying attention, because I'll just be doing it because I'm so used to doing it. I'm so used to talking to her through body language that I'll just be doing something. Me and her could be having a whole conversation and nobody ever even know, because the baby girl does not always talk. Her first line of communication is not verbal, it is physical. So that's what I mean when I say, even though it's your child and you feel like you understand your child, it's still things about that child that you don't understand because you're not getting the mental and the behavioral health checked up. Like I said, best example is my baby girl and her pacing. I knew she paced. I knew that's what she was doing, but I thought she was just doing it because, okay, when it's homework time, you're bored. You just don't want to do homework. When I later took her to the doctor, I found out, oh, she paces. It's a connection to her autism. And autistic kids, when they pace, you need to sit them down, and if they're verbal, like my baby girl, try to figure out what's stressing them out or why that's how they. Sometimes it's how they de-stress, or sometimes that's how they show you that they're stressed. Okay, y'all get in the comment section, let me know what y'all think about this video. My sincere condolences to little baby girl Shalom. May she rest in power. I hope they definitely do not only hold mom accountable, but get her some mental services while she's doing her time behind those bars. I pray for the other baby as well, you know, but my condolences to Shalom's family, and may she rest in power. This is Candace Yvette, y'all. I am signing off. Please remember to be safe, be alert, and be aware.